After selecting the new workbook template, you are presented with the Excel program window. Let's take a minute to examine some of the components that make up the program window. At the top left corner of the program window is the Quick Access Toolbar. The Quick Access Toolbar is a customizable toolbar that contains a set of commands for you to use within your Excel program. The toolbar is preceded by the Program button. The Program button contains a menu with some options that enable you to size and move the program window. Coming down, we have the File button. Clicking on the File button will expose what's called the Backstage view. It also exposes a menu on the left hand here that contains some information including info, new, open, save, save as, print, share, export, close, and two additional buttons here, account, which has user information under it. It's a user and product information, and also options that enable you to change some of Excel's default settings. To get out of the Backstage view area, just go at the top here and click on the back arrow button. Once you do that, it takes you back to the normal worksheet view. To the right of the File button here is what Excel calls the Excel ribbon. All of this section here, these tabs, all these groups of buttons is considered the Excel ribbon. At the top you have tabs right here. Below each tab you have an organization of command buttons, which is called groups. Down here is the group name for this particular group of command buttons, which is called the clipboard group. If you move here, you have the font group, and it has a bunch of command buttons that deal with fonts. You have the alignment group, number, styles, cells, editing, etc. If you go here, you have the Insert tab, and under Insert you have its respective command buttons and groups, such as tables, illustrations, apps, charts, tours, sparklines, filters, etc. Same thing under Page Layout. Same thing for formulas, data, review, and view. Under each group, of course, it's the command buttons. These are considered command buttons. And under some of the groups, you will have what's called a dialog box launcher that when you click opens up a dialog box with additional options for you to work with whatever you're working with, whether it be fonts, text, numbers, whatever. Moving down further is the formula bar. This section, this three-part bar, is called the formula bar. This section here is called the name box. Here, if I select any of the cells, it gives me the address of that particular cell. Right now I am on the C column and the 2 row. So it says I am at C2 right here, as you can see, C2, name box. You can also change the name of cells and cell ranges in Excel if you were by just typing in a name here. If I wanted to change the name of C2 to whatever I want, I would just select it in the name box and give it a name. In later on videos, we will talk about changing cell and cell range names. This middle section here, you have this X that represents cancel. You have this check mark that represents enter. And then you have the insert function icon. You use this to insert functions into your spreadsheets. This long bar here displays the value or the text entries that's in your cell. For example, if I enter a bunch of H's, it displays it here. Same as numbers, it displays it in the long bar here. Okay. This whole area, this whole area that you're looking at with the cells and the columns and the rows is the worksheet area. This is where you will work and enter all your data, your charts, your tables, do all your formatting. This worksheet area is represented by columns and rows, and of course the individual cells. You refer to columns by their column headings. For instance, you have the A column, the B column, the C column, the D column. You refer to rows by their row names, which is indicated to the far left of that particular row, which is for example, this is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, etc. And to go up and down within your spreadsheet, you have the vertical toolbar here that enables you to scroll up and go down. To go sideways, you have the horizontal scroll bar down here. Also, this grayish bar down here is your sheet tab. The sheet tab is where your sheets will be organized. When you open up Microsoft Excel, by default it will give you a default sheet and it will call it sheet 1. You can of course add additional sheets by clicking the plus sign within the circle. I'm adding a number of sheets to show you what happens when you have so many worksheets in your workbook. So for instance, I have all these worksheets. I can come here and go forward, go backwards within my sheets. I can use this to navigate the sheets. And that is your sheet tab. In later lessons, we will learn how to delete sheets, add them, rename them, etc. Let's go back up here to the ribbon. Normally when you open up Microsoft Excel, the ribbon will be displayed. If you don't want it displayed, you can always collapse the ribbon. If you come here, this up arrow, and you click that, that will collapse the ribbon. basically hides it. To get it back, just click on any of the ribbon tabs and it brings down the ribbon. And if you move away, it'll hide it again. To make it stay, just click any of the tabs and move over here and choose to pin the ribbon. Okay, now it's pinned. You can also do a lot of these auto hides and hides of the ribbon by coming up here by clicking on the ribbon display option, which is up here. You have auto hide ribbon, you have show tabs. Show tabs, this will just show the tabs of the ribbon. Let's show tabs and commands. Let's put it back. You can also come to hide the ribbon by going into one of these tabs and just double clicking. If you double click, that hides the ribbon and opens the ribbon. Let's pin it. Okay, let's go all the way down. This is your status bar. This is the Excel status bar right here. And the status bar gives you indications or notifications of what's happening within your workbook and your worksheets. For example, right here, it tells me that I'm in what's called ready mode. That means Excel is ready to accept input. So if I type something, watch what happens. Now it says enter. So now it's waiting for me to hit enter. I hit enter, and now it's back to ready mode again. On the far right, you have these different icons here. These three have to do with how you are viewing your workbook. Right now it's in normal view. If I click here, I will see it in page layout view. If I click here, I will see it in what's called page break view. Let's put it back to normal view. To the right of these different views, I have the zoom slider. I can decrease the viewing of my work area or increase it. Zoom in, zoom out. Okay. And that's it for this lesson. That was a brief overview of the Excel program window, and I will see you in the next video.